Hey baby, I got a word for you. Listen, this ain't shade. This ain't shade. This is a word that's about to transform your soul. Listen, the reason why people tell you to go within is because the neurons in your body, okay, is what is signifying the emotional reaction that you are getting, especially when it's tied to relationships where you are not getting the emotional fulfillment that you need. This is the reason why isolation is a game changer, because isolation literally kind of disconnects certain neurons, meaning it weakens them, okay? Because we need social interactions in order for our emotions, for us to be emotionally in tune to things that are happening within us and also happening outside of us. So when we are isolated, we learn more about ourselves, okay? And then when we go around other people, we get to identify the triggers. We get to identify the emotions that are coming out of us because we are connected to other people. But being around other people is a good thing because, like I said, it strengthens those neurons. It strengthens the connection, okay? And so this is the reason why it is so painful to be around someone and not have that emotional connection, not to be getting fed, not to be getting what you need. When someone is abandoning you, okay, withdrawing, when they're choosing to gaslight you, all these different things affects those neurons, and you have certain emotional responses. So this is the reason why it's so important to go within, because when you go within, you begin to identify what you need to be emotionally fulfilled. But you start to be emotionally fulfilled on your own because you start to understand what it takes, okay, to be you. What does it take for me to have a certain reaction? What does it take for me to have the feeling of endorphins? How do my endorphins, go off? How do I feel this sensation, right? It's so very important. So we have to understand that going within is the ultimate strategy of learning how to be connected with others, learning how to respond versus react. Because when you go within, you learn yourself, okay? And then you are able to observe things outside of yourself more better. Okay? And this is the reason why people are not fulfilled in relationships, because they cannot identify their own emotional fulfillment. They think that, because you are acting this way and you are choosing to withdraw from me, okay, I'm not being emotionally fulfilled. Guess what? That is true. Because we need to connect. Human connection gives us the stimuli. It gives us the responses in terms of our brain. It gives us endorphins, right? When you're around people, you have a good time. You're interacting, okay? You feel alive. All these different things happen, right? So when people choose to not give you that, or they choose to disconnect to you, and they have a commitment to you, they chose to be with you, all these things, and they choose not to give these things to you, it is a form of abuse. It's a form of abuse. But the key is you have to go within first so that you can understand yourself. That way you can identify what's happening on the outside of you. That way you could surround yourself with people who are willing to pour into you positively, and you pour into them positively. And then this way you can experience the abundant life. You have to show up abundant. See? You have to show up abundant. And then that person shows up abundant. And now you guys are operating in abundance. But if you show up abundant and they are not showing up abundant, and they are acting a certain way, withholding from you, you are being abused, because the neurons in your body, in your brain, are weakening. They are weakening. Whew. I hope y'all caught that. Follow your girl for more inspiration, more love, more transparency. Whew. Until next time, stay in peace and not in pieces, baby. Peace.